Hey guys, it's Toxin FN back with another video here, and today the topic is going to be, is Fortnite dying? Me, personally, I don't think so, because, well, it's usually the pros and comp players that say that, but from what I know, Fortnite has the most concurrent players. It's usually around, with the past 30 days, 251 new players that are playing the game often, and it usually has around 1 million or more live players at a time. The only reason I think players pop up and say the game is dying, it's dead, no one wants to play it anymore is because comp players and pro players and influencers are obviously influential, and when they post on Twitter the game is really boring, skill-based matchmaking is horrible, stuff like that, it makes other people get in their brains that Fortnite is dying because comp players don't think it has enough content or it's easy enough. Like content creators such as Kiwis, who uploaded a video almost about this yesterday. He's posted stuff about how the game needs to take out skill-based matchmaking because obviously he's a content creator, not a comp player. So to him, he needs to be able to make YouTube videos and make his money without being infringed by all these little nerd sweats that go into his games. And that's why people would say, oh, Kiwis thought Fortnite was dead, so it's obviously dead because he's a big YouTuber with millions of subscribers. But personally, you don't want to listen to everybody, you want to have your own opinion. That's why I think a lot of people say that, because they're influenced by people they watch on YouTube and Twitch. Hey guys, and I also wanted to bring up the fact that compared to Valorant, which I thought would be a lot higher, it is astronomically smaller. Fortnite has way more live players, and has more players, unique players, in the past 30 days. I'm gonna be honest, I thought it would be way higher, just because I think Valorant personally is not too bad of a game. I sometimes play it in my free time when I'm not feeling Fortnite or Call of Duty. So yeah, look at that. It's kind of just an easy way to say, hey, they all have their fan bases. Even if their fan bases on Fortnite aren't as much pro and comp and content creators anymore, you still have these kids that are young right now that are like, oh my gosh, Fortnite's so fun, I love it. I also want to touch up on the fact that Fortnite isn't really dying based on how, if it was, why would they put so much effort into adding new locations, new guns, new heals, new skins? They come every couple weeks, they come out with a new banger skin that I honestly like to cop. And what was it, this new season they brought a new fire rifle. The Evo Chrome rifle is so good. I personally love it. I main it in arena and competitive in general. I'm not a fan of the shotgun, but it's a hit or miss. A lot of players I hear do say it's pretty good. They're constantly changing the game. Obviously, from chapter 2 to chapter 3, they took out the pump shotguns, ARs, all the base guns from chapter 1 all the way to the end of chapter 2. And obviously every year they come out with they do Christmas, they do summer, they do a whole bunch of different types of things. They obviously, like I just said, they do Christmas. They do stuff with Christmas. They make the battle bus cool looking. For Halloween, they have Fortnite mares. It's like as you're watching right now, it's pretty fun to do. They put so much effort into the game. You can't really say that they're dying, because if they would obviously know, and if they were, they wouldn't put as much effort as they are into making the game fun for everybody. Like new tournament styles, like this season they changed everything for arena. You don't have to actually get into Division 8 to be able to play cash cups anymore. You have to actually qualify in tournaments. You have to qualify. There's the first one, the Contender Cup, at the beginning of the season, where you could qualify. I forgot what top it was, but you could try to get into Challenger Division or Elite Division. That's why everybody was ready for that, and now it's even harder. So they're making it more skill based. Like you can't be good, you can't win money if you're bad at the game, and I like that, because then you're not having these little Timmies that are pulling out their controller with 150% aim assist on, just beaming kids in the lobby and just being like, hey, I have no mechanics, but I have the best aim in this lobby right now, so I'm going to win. And then you always have how there's always new games coming out every couple weeks, and sometimes people just don't feel Fortnite and they're like, hey, I'm gonna move on to this game. That's why it happens with every game in the industry. Even though they definitely are one of the biggest, most money-making games that have come out in the past decade. You can't even deny it. It's just facts. You can look up the statistics of how much money they've made, or they can't really tell that, but about how much money they've made using math. And it's basically just, everybody has their own preference. People move on, or they continue to play this game. It's kind of just however they feel. And obviously, like I said, happens with every game ever. Like Minecraft was dead for was not dead, but it was very low on the player statistics for years, and then boom, in the past 3 years it's gotten big, obviously from controversies that I'm not going to get into, but dream stuff like that. So, like, it's when a game that's not dead but is lower just shoots back up because of something stupid, and then people just get right back into, they're like, oh yeah, that game, it was really fun, why don't I play it anymore? That's kind of what's happening with Fortnite. It's happened multiple times. Like, everybody was playing Fortnite when it first came out. Everybody knew what it was. Well, not when it first came out. BR Fortnite. Save the World had been out for a couple of years. When Battle Royale came out, it really grabbed the attention of some YouTubers because Epic Games was really trying to push that game out. They sponsored a whole bunch of YouTubers like Lachlan. I remember I watched his video on Fortnite when he first played it 5 years ago in 2017. And I was like, hey, sounds like a fun game. I might want to try that out. It's free. It's free on console and PC. So yeah, it's happened hundreds of times throughout hundreds of games. The game just goes up. It has its high points and low points. Like in 2020, the game was back up on its high route because that was when the new Chapter 2 came out, and everything from Chapter 1 was kind of erased. And it happened again with Chapter 3. That was the new peak Fortnite for that since the start of like mid-Chapter 2. Chapter 3 was the peak Fortnite, and then it started going down again. It's just how things happen. People get bored when things don't change as much. That's why I think Epic Games, spoiler alert, if you didn't already know this, there might be a Chapter 4 Season 1 coming out at the end of this season. People think because they're going to start making seasons, only like 4 of them or 3 of them or even 5 of them throughout one chapter, because Fortnite knows that the game will die unless they change it, because, well, changes make the game more fun. Another thing you can also think of why people are influenced by competitive players is because they think the game is dying because competitive gets, well, you're doing the same thing over and over again. You get these 10 matches. Maybe the point system will change up. You might get 3 points a kill, and it might be lower placement, or it might be high placement, like 65 points per win, 1 point per kill. That's why sometimes comp players say the game is boring, because that's all they end up doing. And I completely understand. Honestly, I used to play, I play comp a little more now, but since I haven't played it that long, it's not that repetitive, even though sometimes it is definitely a chore to finish out a tournament, because you just feel like, oh god, man, it's just the same exact thing. Land, get loot, fight, win or lose. Land, get loot, fight, win or lose. Over and over again until you eventually get the 3-hour tournament out of the way. And there's also another thing. Viewership has obviously gone down in the past 5 years. What do you think is going to happen? 5 years of one game changing over time. Of course, that the viewership isn't going to be as strong as it was. There's not going to be a giant foundation for it like there used to be in 2017 and 2018, even 2019. Like, big YouTubers, they moved along because they knew that the game wasn't pulling enough views, and they moved over to Call of Duty, where the game was more, it got more of a update, kind of like Warzone. I personally don't like Warzone, but I do like Rebirth, which is actually pretty fun because you're basically in an arena, a map where you fight and you can respawn, you can self-revive. It's just different. Fortnite YouTubers have played multiple different games just because they need a little change in the type of content that they put out, and they need to find their niche. They need to find a niche. Maybe they can have a wide range of niches, which could just be gaming in general, or they need to find a smaller niche, like a certain game like Fortnite, Minecraft, or Call of Duty in general, or Valorant. So guys, that is going to be the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope it was interesting. If it was, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment on the video. And I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day or night. Goodbye.